Hey, what's up everybody? It's Richie here, and today I have something very cool to teach you, which is how to link Nether Portals. Now, as many of you know, the Nether is actually smaller than the overworld. In fact, 1 block in the Nether equals 8 blocks in the overworld. So if we have 2 portals 8 blocks apart in the overworld, then in the Nether, they're only going to be 1 block apart, which is really, really cool. Now, of course, using the Nether to travel 8 blocks is a little bit stupid, but the thing is, this can escalate quickly, and what I mean by that is if you have 2 portals 800 blocks apart in the overworld, well, they're only going to be 100 blocks apart in the Nether. So today, I'm going to go through how to link up portals so you can travel really, really fast around your world. Alright, so once you understand it, portal linking is fairly self-explanatory, but it takes a little bit of explaining to do it first. So the first thing you're going to need is the coordinates of the place or portal you want to link to. So if you don't know your coordinates, you can press F3, and that will bring them up, that little bar that says X, Y, and Z in your top corner. That's your coordinates, and right now we're going to ignore the middle coordinate and only focus on the X and Y coordinates. Now let's say I want to go to the X and Y coordinates 300. And this is usually where people get tangled up. They understand the concept, but they're not quite sure how to implement it. And the way you implement it is grab a calculator and divide your overworld X and Y coordinates by 8. And 300 divided by 8 happens to be 37.5. So if I want to go to the point 300, 300 in the overworld, I'm going to make a Nether portal at 37.5, 37.5. Alright, so I'm now in the Nether, I've opened F3, and I've gone to 37.5, 37.5. And of course, you can't have 0.5 of a block, so we rounded it to 38, 38. And right here is where you're going to build your Nether portal. Of course, make sure you've ignored your Y coordinate, that one in the middle. It doesn't really matter what block you build that on, unless you're very close to another portal. So what we're going to do is light this portal right here, and jump through. And we should spawn somewhere around 300, 300. And what I find is that naturally spawned portals are always a little bit off. So if you don't like where they are, you can just move them to the correct point, let's say 300, 300, and it will work perfectly fine. Alright, and now hopefully you understand how to link portals. All you have to do is divide your overworld coordinates by 8, and you will spawn in the general vicinity of the coordinates you want. But I want to talk about one more thing before we go, which is making portals close together, because that's where things get tricky. When you're making portals close together, that is, within 64 blocks in the overworld, or within 8 blocks in the Nether, some things can start to get weird. The thing is, when you go to create a new portal by walking into the overworld or into the Nether, Minecraft will say, there's already a portal there, so we're just going to send you to that one. There's no need for the other one. And what you have to do to combat this is build portals on both sides. Basically, we can't rely on the second portal to naturally spawn, so we have to build it ourselves in the correct coordinates, and then the other one will link up. And in the Nether, if they're not linking up, try making the portals farther away from each other. This may seem a little bit confusing, because it seems like making portals closer to the real coordinates would make them link up better, but just think about it like this. If we have a portal here and a portal here, they're much more likely to go to the wrong portal than if we have a portal way over here and then another portal way over here. And the last thing I want to talk about is that Y coordinate I told you should probably ignore. Now, unlike the other coordinates in the Nether, the Y coordinate isn't divided by 8. It stays exactly the same. So if you have one portal in the overworld, let's say on top of a mob farm, and the other one on the ground, your Nether portal for the one on the mob farm is going to be higher, because if your portal has a similar Y coordinate, it's more likely to go to an overworld portal with that similar Y coordinate. But anyway guys, I hope you liked this tutorial, and I hope it made some things clear to you, and hopefully didn't just confuse you further. But anyway, until the next time, this has been Richie, and I'm out. I'll see ya.